What happens to your organs when you don't eat for 24 hours or longer? We've been lied to for years that skipping meals is dangerous, that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and that if you stop eating for too long, your body shuts down. Your muscles waste away, your organs suffer. But it's actually the opposite. When you fast, your organs don't just sit there doing nothing. They upgrade themselves and they start working better than they have in years. Your brain starts to rewire neural pathways. Your liver starts to clear out fat. Your visceral fat, the dangerous inflammatory kind, starts to get burned off. Your immune system does something that researchers at Harvard are saying is the best way to prevent cancer, something called autophagy. And wait till you hear about what fasting does to your gut health. And the best thing is, you don't have to do a 30-day water-only fast to get all these benefits and struggle through hunger and misery. Even a 24 to 72-hour fast can trigger all of this. And once you hear about what it does to your risk of getting things like heart disease, diabetes, dementia, cancer, you're going to want to try it for yourself. I've worked with thousands of people trying to improve their health, and the insane changes we see from fasting are impossible to ignore. Let's start with your brain. Most people think that skipping breakfast would turn their brain to mush. They'll be foggy, tired, slow, and useless. But the truth is, fasting dramatically boosts your level of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. This is like fertilizer for your brain. It actually helps you grow new brain cells and helps them to communicate better. How amazing is that? So the more of it you have, the sharper and more focused you become. But it gets even better. When you fast and your body starts to burn more of your stored fat for energy, you start making ketones. And your brain loves using ketones for fuel. A lot more than using the glucose from the food you eat for energy. So it's like upgrading from regular gas to premium. So your brain fog starts to lift, and that's why people say they feel more calm and focused during a fast. I mean, not everyone feels this way. A lot of people complain about hunger headaches and brain fog in the beginning. And that's real. It usually happens within the first 12 to 18 hours of your fast, when your body is still burning through all of your stored sugar for energy. But once you've burned through that and ketones really kick in, the fogginess usually starts to clear up fast. But here's where cancer prevention comes in. Because your brain is really vulnerable to inflammation. And chronic inflammation is one of the biggest drivers of dementia and brain cancer. But since fasting brings your inflammation levels down, it clears out damaged proteins in your brain that would otherwise build up and increase your risk of things like Alzheimer's. So every time you fast, you're not just sharpening your focus for the day, you're protecting your brain health for years from now. And if you think that's cool, listen to what your liver does. Your liver is obviously a really hard-working organ. It gets rid of all the toxins in your blood, it helps you digest your lunch, and it keeps your blood sugar in check. But the problem is, most of us never give our liver a break. Think about what a typical day looks like. Breakfast, a granola bar mid-morning, lunch, another snack, dinner, maybe some ice cream for dessert. So your liver's always on call, managing the blood sugar spikes, processing all the chemicals from junk food, and then storing all the overflow of calories as fat. And over time, especially after years of eating sugar and refined carbs like the white pasta, white bread, pizza, chips, your liver starts to store too much fat in its own cells. This is called fatty liver disease, and it affects 1 in 3 people in North America. That's a lot. And most people have absolutely no idea they have it. But the good news is, when you don't eat, even just for 18 to 24 hours at a time, your liver starts to switch out of storage mode and into repair mode. When food isn't coming in, it starts burning through the emergency fuel it has stored away. And then once that's used up, it starts clearing out the excess fat in its cells. It's like fasting gives your liver permission to finally get some breathing room. Studies show that even just a few weeks of intermittent fasting can significantly lower the amount of fat in your liver. And when your liver is working well, your body detoxifies itself better, your hormones work better, and your cancer risk goes down. By a lot. Now, I'm not saying that fat cells are the enemy. The problem is that your fat cells get stuck. You see, whenever you eat anything, even healthy food, your insulin levels go up. That's normal. But if your insulin is always high because you're constantly eating all day long, your fat cells go into lockdown. Because insulin is actually a hormone that tells your body to store calories away instead of burning them. So if your body never really gets a break from high insulin, you become resistant to it. And that matters a lot when it comes to cancer. Insulin resistance can create the perfect environment in your body that cancer cells love. But the good news is that even just snacking less often and spacing out your meals more gives your insulin more time to come down. So if you do intermittent fasting every day, you're basically pulling the welcome mat out from underneath cancer cells. Because research shows that fasting even just 16 hours a day can lower your insulin levels by 30%. And that can completely shift the environment in your body. Now, believe it or not, one of the biggest places you'll feel that shift is in your gut. About 70% of your immune system is controlled by your gut. So if it's leaky, inflamed, or off balance, everything downstream suffers too. Your digestion, your hormones, your mood, your energy, and your cancer risk. And unfortunately, most people that have gut inflammation think it's something else. But that bloating, fatigue, chocolate cravings, trouble sleeping, mood swings, they're not random inconveniences. They're all directly linked to your gut health. But when you fast, you give your gut something it never gets, a rest. After years of eating junk food and sugar, your gut lining can get really worn out. So little cracks start to form, and things that shouldn't seep into your blood, like the chemicals from the chips or candy we eat, and that creates all kinds of inflammation in your body. But when you fast, your gut has time to repair those little leaks. And even better, your body starts to make more of something called short-chain fatty acids, especially butyrate. This is the best thing ever for your gut. It literally feeds the lining of your colon, lowers inflammation, and protects you from colon cancer. So if you struggle with any type of gut issues, bloating, or even low energy after you eat, your gut may not be broken, it's just overwhelmed and needs a break. Now, a question I get all the time is, am I not going to lose muscle when I'm fasting? And I totally get why people would think that. I mean, it sounds logical. But your body is way smarter than that. It knows how valuable your muscle is, so it doesn't want to burn through it. So when you're fasting, your body will first burn through your excess body fat for energy, not your muscle. And it does that by making more human growth hormone, HGH, and not just a bit, like 300 to 500% more, specifically to protect your muscle mass. It's a survival mechanism. Your body wants you to stay strong in case you need to go find food. I mean, at least not for shorter fasts. But yeah, if you're doing a 10-day fast or longer, then you can start to lose some muscle. But with intermittent fasting, the research is very reassuring. You won't lose muscle mass, especially if you're strength training and eating enough protein during your eating window. Okay, so I've saved the best for last, because everything we've just talked about, what fasting does to your brain, liver, gut, muscles, all of that's incredible, but nothing really compares to what it does to your cells. It's called autophagy, and it won a Nobel Prize in 2016. As you know, every day, your body is constantly dealing with toxins from junk food, from your environment, and even from the chemicals in everything from your lotion to your shampoo. And these toxins slowly damage your cells over time. Now, normally your body's pretty good at clearing out those toxins on its own, but if it doesn't, that's when problems can start. But listen to this. When you fast and your body gets a break from putting all of its energy towards digesting food and processing these chemicals, it puts all of its energy towards cleaning house. It gets rid of the damaged cells, like precancerous cells, before they have a chance to turn into cancer. Now, your body's always doing some level of autophagy, but when you fast, it kicks into overdrive. Now, obviously, this isn't a guaranteed cure for cancer, but it's one of the most powerful tools you have to prevent cancer or keep it from coming back. And it's free. So when you fast, your brain clears out inflammation and ramps up BDNF, the best way to prevent dementia. Your liver finally gets a break and clears out stored fat. Your insulin sensitivity improves dramatically. Your gut heals and builds the kind of microbiome that your immune system thrives on. Your muscles get flooded with growth hormone, keeping them nice and strong while your body burns fat. And at a cellular level, in every organ, in every tissue in your body, autophagy kicks in. Your most powerful built-in cancer prevention system. So fasting isn't starvation. It's not a diet trend. It's healing. It's anti-aging. It's prevention. And your body already knows how to do it. You just need to give it a chance. Now, if you want to know exactly how long you should be fasting to see these benefits and how to make your fasts more effective, I go over it in this video over here, so I'll see you there.